all. I am Dr.F.Sweetlyn by Christy, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Professional Accounting, the Standard Fairx Rajaratnam College for Women, Sivagasi. Hope you enjoy this session. So, I hope you enjoyed. This session brings you a lot of information you need. So, today's topic is politics and political environment in business. You already learned about the political environment. What is political environment? What are its importance? What are its elements and factors? Today, you are going to learn about the role of government in business. So, the learning objective of the today's sessions are to identify the importance of monitoring the political environment, to assess the role of government in business. The political environment is one of the external environmental factors which affect the business. This includes the political system, the government policies and attitude towards the business community and the unionism. All these aspects have a bearing on the strategies adopted by the business firms. The stability of the government also influences the business and related activities to great extent. It sends a signal of strength, confidence to various interest groups and investors. Further, ideology of the political party also influences the business organization and its operation. The trade union activities also influence the operation of business enterprises. However, with the competitive business environment, trade unions are now showing great maturity and started the contributing positively to the success of the business organization and its operation through the workers' participation in the management. Political environment is one of the less predictable elements in an organization's business environment. The fact that democratic government have to seek re-election every few years has contributed towards a cyclical political environment. Political environment in its widest sense include the effects of pressure groups who seeks to change the government policies. Interlinkages occur in many ways. For example, political decisions inevitably affect the economic environment. Political decisions also influence the social and cultural environment of a country. Politicians can influence the phase at which new technologies appear and are adapted. The next one is importance of monitoring the political environment. It is important for organizations to monitor their political environment because changes in its environment can impact on business strategy and operation in a number of ways. The first one is the stability of the political system affects the attractiveness of a particular national market. Next one is the government passes legislation that directly affects the relationship between the firm and its customer, its supplier and other firms. And also the government sees the business organization as an important vehicle for social reforms. The government is additionally responsible for protecting the public interest at large. The economic environment is influenced by the actions of government. Government is itself a major consumer of goods and services. Government policies can influence the dominant social and cultural values of the country. The next one is the role of government in the business. The first role of the government is a regulator of business. The entire regulatory legislation and policies stand covered under this segment. On the other hand, there is a very large indirect area of government control over the functioning of private sector business through budgetary and monetary policies. But against this, there is also a fast expanding area of direct administrative or physical control through which the government seeks to secure that private investment and production in industry and the use of scarce resources conforms to government's basic socio-economic objectives. They have become a necessary tools in a system which seeks to avoid the total nationalization of resources. The government regulatory functions with regard to trade, business and industry aim at laying down the limits of the private enterprise. The regulatory functions of the government include restraints the private activities, control of monopoly and big business, development of public enterprises as an alternative to private enterprises to ensure the competitive dualism, maintenance of proper socio-economic infrastructure. The next role of the government as a promoter of business. The promotional role of the government in relation to industries can be seen as providing finance to industry, in granting various incentives and in creating infrastructure facilities for industrial growth and investment. For example, our government has identified certain backward areas as no industry district. To promote the development of such areas, government provides the subsidies and tax holidays to attract the investment in backward areas. The district industrial centers are assisting the development of small industries. The government is actively helping the industrial development of the country by providing the finance to them through the development banks. The third role of the government is an entrepreneur. The government as an entrepreneur. The impressive growth of the public sector in India from the small form as beginning in the bears a testimony of the role of the government as an entrepreneur. Private investors are solely guided by the private profit motive, and hence they are not interested in developing the products of common public use and social service which yield relatively lower returns. Then the next role of the government as a planner. It is the role as a planner. The government indicates various priorities in the 5-year plans and also the sectoral allocation of resources. Mixed economics or democratically planned economics. The government tries to manage the economy and its business activities through the exercise of planning. Planning is the most important activity in the modern mixed economy. Planning operation involves the number of steps. The first stage in planning is the formulation of socio-economic objectives of plan and their definition in quantitative terms. Such objectives include growth, justice, eradication of poverty, price stability, etc. The second stage, the plan lays down the physical and financial target. The third stage is concerned with the execution. The Planning Commission is only an advisory body and it has no power to execute the plan. The various government departments take necessary measures to execute the plan. Executing plan is the more difficult than making. So, these are all the few role of the government in the business concern. So, hope you enjoyed this session. We will meet you again the next topic next time. Thank you.